Welcome back, y'all, to my podcast, Heartflow the podcast, where I, Shayla, your host, will be talking about whatever I want to talk about, right? Different topics that are brought to me, um, or topics that I just feel the need to discuss, right? Um, like I had been for a while, just talking about my journey, my healing journey, the journey of the Lord will provide, pretty much is what I had been talking about for a while. So that is what I discussed, right? Whatever is brought to me or what topics, excuse me, are brought to me or what I want to just talk about. Um, this topic, this episode today, um, I will be discussing dating, and how that's been for me, what the journey is for me, what it's like for me, my experiences, being in these Facebook dating groups. Um, um, but first, I want to start by talking about the fact that I am missing somebody that I did not expect I would be missing. I did not expect I would be missing this person. Have you ever seen those memes that say something to the effect of, I miss a man that's not my man, or a man that's not my man, or something like that. Um, that is me. I am missing somebody that is not my man, and that's wild to me. I did not expect this. I did not expect to be grieving this relationship, to be missing him to the extent that I am. Um, Man, I have known this person since like 2017. We met originally in a singles group. Um, and they used to do like events or whatever, right? Do little outings and whatnot. And so they had put on, or they was doing a meetup at like this taco spot. And as usual, per usual, men don't be going. Dudes don't be showing up for real. Or it'd be like one or two, right? Just like in this current singles group that I'm in, none of the dudes be showing up to the events. And one of the hosts in the chat was like, make sure you check out the events in Houston. And I was like, yeah, I saw the last one. I saw the one that's coming up too, and ain't no man, ain't no man. And some of the women like laugh reacted to my comment because the men don't be coming. What's happening? Why don't y'all show up? What is that about? But anyway, they was doing a meetup at this taco spot, and he was cute. He was cute or whatever. And I was like, I hit him up and I asked him if he was going, either like in the general or in messages. I don't remember, but I was like, "Are you going?" Or whatever, because clearly I wanted him to go because I wanted to see him, right? But I asked him if he was going, and he was like, "Yeah, I might go." I said, "Cool, whatever." I didn't totally bank on that. That's not what I totally banked on. I asked one of my friends to go with me, so and she likes to eat, so she was down. We went, had a good time. He was there. He did show up, so we hung out, or whatever, and that just kicked off our like friendship, or whatever. So we would like hang out and go eat a couple of times, or whatever. We would talk on the phone, or we would message here and there, or whatever. He was a cool person, right? Um, and our friendship was, just that, or whatever. He is also in the mental health field, so I would talk to him about that. Yes, I thought he was attractive and he was cute or whatever, and he caught that vibe. And he was like early on when he really caught that vibe, I don't want to mess you over. He was like, I see the type of woman you are, and I'm not about to mess with that. He was like he's on his F boy stuff right now, currently then, and so he's not about to mess over a woman like me. And I was like, I respect that. I was annoyed, clearly, but I was like, I respect it, cool. But I was also like, that is so cute. I was like, oh wait. Um, but yeah, so but we stayed in contact. We conversed here and there, or whatever, here and there, whatsoever. It wasn't even like a it wasn't too constant either. Like we hadn't talked. We weren't in constant communication. So we would hit each other up here and there. You know what I'm saying? Um, excuse me. And then I eventually got into my relationship, and it was interesting to see his perspective on that when I got engaged. Um, to see his perspective on me getting engaged. He reached out to me then on that. We would talk a little bit before then. He didn't just like we wasn't like not talking, then he said something. But um yeah, and then I was in my relationship, engaged, trying to figure out that mess. And then I was out of that. And then um we started like talking more frequently, more often, and having like deep conversations, long conversations, very lengthy conversations, honest, open and honest conversations. I could talk to him about whatever. I think I would. He made a comment one time and was like, "Why is she asking me about other niggas?" Because I would also, because I would ask him about other dudes or whatever. Like, what is your perspective? Well, why is he acting like this? Or like, what is happening here? And he said that to me one time. He was in because he was in his own situation. I don't know if he currently is, but whatever. Um, he was in his own situation. And so he was like, why is she talking to me about other niggas? And he was like, then he had to check himself because he was in a situation. So he couldn't feel no way about me approaching him with something when he's in his own situation. Um, and so we would talk here and there, whatever. Have these great conversations. The conversations were great, especially with him being in the mental health field. I could like ask him about feedback on things. And get his insight, get his perspective as a man. Um, so we had that connection, right? We had that connection, we had that bond. And he would also hype me up like none other. Like none other. Hype me up like none other. Okay. And I loved it, of course. And I mean, I would also hype him too because he really is a very intelligent man, right? He is emotionally mature. Um, he is emotionally mature. We all have our blind spots. I'm not saying he's perfect. um, but yeah, so he is the type of man that I would date, like seriously date. He would be the type of man that I would date. There would be things that I would address before truly dating him, but he is the type of man that I would date without a doubt, hands down, right? Because of his emotional awareness and maturity, and because of his intellectual um um insight. I don't know what the word is right there, but and then he was attractive, of course. And then we eventually did cross the boundary of being more intimate. And that did nothing but enhance the connection. And that took a while to do. Um, but that enhanced the connection. It deepened the connection between us. But I knew and held on to the fact that it couldn't go anywhere. Um, and I didn't look for it to go anywhere, and I didn't expect it to go anywhere or anything like that. And we didn't talk all the time. We didn't meet up for that all the time or whatever. That was really on rare occasions. Um, and we would just have great conversations when we did have them. Um, and there was a situation in October. Something was supposed to happen. It did not. I declined, and I was actually irritated. Um, and irritated with him. Um, and we didn't meet up. Right? We didn't meet up, and that was the last time we talked, was in October. And then earlier this month, I deleted him from Facebook. What I'm curious to know, and the reason why I deleted him from Facebook is because when I looked on his page, it looked as if it looked different. It looked like I was very like restricted from seeing the things on his page. Because it went from me being able to see different things to all of a sudden only being able to see um our interactions from years ago and like his profile pictures and stuff like that. Almost as if we weren't friends on there, right? That's how it looked, but we were friends on there. So it's like he restricted me. And I wanted to ask a mutual friend of ours if that's what he sees when he goes to his page, but it didn't get that far. It didn't get that far. I stopped myself. Um, um, and so I was like, if this is what I see when I go to his page or whatever, but he's able to see my page, like anything on my page, my stories, all of the things, that's not okay with me. That didn't sit right with me. So I just deleted him. Um, and that was hard to do because like I said, we had been friends since 2017, a long time. Um, almost 10 years, like 8 years. And so I was like, dang, because I could talk to him. I could hit him up in Messenger and be like, I got a question about this and that, like whoop, 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 or whatever. And he would pour into me. He would hype me up. So that was hard for me to delete him off of Facebook. Um, but I didn't think I would miss him. I didn't think I would be like grieving a relationship. Um, So like a week or two ago, I hit my friend and I was like, I miss him. Why? Why do I miss him like this? Because we didn't talk regularly. It was just every blue moon, every like 3 to 5 months or so we would converse. Um, and she was like, girl, y'all had a connection. And she was like, y'all had a connection or whatever. So yeah, I can see why you miss him. But I was just like, dang, I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting to miss this dude at all because we hadn't talked all the time. That was my logic. We didn't talk regularly, so why would I miss him? Um, but I do miss him, and that's crazy to me. I don't know if he even watches my podcasts anymore. If he does, hello. Um, but yeah, that's it. It was just wild for me. It's wild for me to experience this. Um, but he clearly meant something to me, for me to be missing him like this. Um, there was no, and like I said, I didn't expect anything to move forward in a relationship capacity. Um, I wasn't expecting that. So it would have been a surprise if he was like, yes, let's move forward in a relationship. It would have been a surprise if he said that. And I would be shocked if he like came back and was like, yes, let's do this. I would be surprised. I would also have questions. But I would be surprised. So I wasn't expecting it to go further than the friendship that we had. That's it, that's all. But then we don't have that anymore either. And that's very unfortunate. It really is. That's what happens when lines get blurred. You do sometimes lose a friend, and that's what happened here. Um, which leads me to, not really, but next on the docket is dating. In this dating world, what does that what does that look like for you? How has this dating scene been for you if you are on the scene, if you are swimming in this pool? How has that been for you is my question, first off. Because I see a lot and I hear a lot about this dating scene because I'm single and I'm in single groups now. Because I wasn't for a while. I like got out of them because they got on my nerves. Like the topics were redundant. The comments were immature, childish, didn't align. It was just like yuck. Okay. And I still feel that way with the groups, with one specific group that I'm in. I still feel like ew, ugh, like the thinking, and that's male and female. Like the thinking is just yuck. It's off. It does not align with my thinking. Not saying that everybody has to align with what I think or have to agree with my thinking, but the level on which you converse and your perspectives and opinions doesn't even reflect a person of emotional maturity or a person that reads beyond a high school level. Like there are individuals who don't go because I was going to say an educated person, right? That's not even like college educated because people can read and advance and grow on their own without going to college, right? Self-educated, right? That is a thing. Um, but your intellectual level is like high school, and that is a turn off, male and female. Turn off. Why am I talking to you? Why am I conversing with you? Why are we in the same group? Why are we in the same chat? I don't want to talk to the general public. It's so funny because in Kevin Stage's Kevin Stage's Patreon, he sometimes allows people outside the public, outside of his Patreon, to join in on some of his chats or whatever, like some of his lives. And Patreon is always like, is the general public with us? Is the general public? Did we open up the gate to the community? Oh my gosh. But that is how I feel being in some of the groups in the chats with the general public. Like, why am I out here with y'all? Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And it makes it hard to want to stay and socialize with individuals and when people have very shallow views and immature thinking. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for me to want to stay in these groups. They have a chat now. Every group now has the ability to make a chat for all the members, right? So whatever group I'm in, I've muted all of the chats because no, hush. Um, but I just unmuted the Texas one because it's local, and I do want to gain more female friends. Um, because my two dependable friends cannot be the only two that I call on. That that they can't be. They can't be everywhere for me. One doesn't even live here in Houston, so it doesn't make any sense. Um, so I want more dependable friends here in Houston. So I did unmute that chat finally. I've been in a group for a while. I did unmute not that long. I did unmute the chat finally, because it's more local. I can possibly meet a friend, maybe. Like there's a girls chat too, and I just don't go in there because the thinking, y'all, like, whew, it's just annoying. It's annoying to me, and it can be frustrating. It frustrates me, the low level thinking of some individuals, and it's not just women; it's men too. But having to be the gender of which some of the ideas, behaviors, or the thinking is coming from is just exhausting. Like, anyway, I have my own thing with uh females anyway, so it takes me a while to warm up to a female, um and then for you to have the low level thinking that I see in the groups, I'm just like, I don't want to be a part. I don't want it. And also, that's not necessarily what I'm here for, so I can feel okay with ignoring you. um but like I said, I do want to gain more women friends. So I unmuted the chat so I can try to gain more women friends. But even in that chat, the men barely talk, barely say anything. The host is a man, so he is like, conversing. And then there's like a moderator in there that is also a man, and so he's conversing. Like those are the two main men talking. And that's because it's their job. So this is what they do or whatever. So it's hard to want to remain when one, people don't align. I was about to say something else. The people aren't aligning, and then there's no conversations really being had with the opposite gender for me to be able to even see, do you check the boxes that I'm looking for? One, are you spiritually aligned? Two, are you emotionally mature, intelligent? What does that look like? And from some of the men that I have seen, it's like two, three of them up in that group, um, that could possibly align with with those things or whatever. So it's like a small few. The dating scene is hard right now, and I don't know if it's always been hard, um, or what. Like, has it been this difficult to date when, like, my uncles and aunts were younger? Like, has it always been this difficult to find someone? Um, has it always been challenging like this? Like, what has changed? What is making it so much more difficult to find your person? But then also, I'm not even gonna hold you and act like I just been on a dating scene, because I haven't. I really haven't. I am available to converse and see what's up. Like, if you check those boxes, those top two boxes of being spiritually mature, I mean, spiritually, If you are submitted to Christ and then being emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, if you check those two boxes, then yes, we can converse, right? We can have a conversation to see where it goes. Woo, woo, woo. Um, but I haven't been like, I ain't been shooting shots. I ain't been doing that. One, I don't, I, I don't, I don't know. I don't know about that gives that I'm to see me stammering over here. I I don't know how I feel about it for real. Um of shooting shots. I mean I can let you know that I'm interested, right? That's the thing. And I know me shooting my shot is not necessarily um pursuit. And that is another distinction that I really want to talk about and make. You showing interest or shooting your shot at somebody is not pursuing them from women perspective. Well, really, period. But specifically for women, just because you show interest, you slide into somebody's DM, that does not mean you're pursuing them. That is letting them know, like, hey, I'm here. I'm interested in you. um, it is then up to that person to also show interest and pursue you if that's what they want to do, because maybe they aren't interested and that's just how that goes, right? Rejection is also a part of the game, but that's on them. So I can be like, oh, you're cute. Hey, you cute. Um, or I'm interested, whatever people be saying. Slide into the DM. Hey, what's going on with you? I find you to be a very interesting guy. I'm trying to think about like the group that I'm in, how I would actually do that. Um, I've noticed some of the comments that you've made on posts. I've noticed some of the comments that you've made on posts have been very mature and intriguing and um seems to align with my perspective on things as well. That's what's up. I don't know where to go from there, but put that up in there. Um, and then he can be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, woo, 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 wah, wah." You know what I'm saying? Either he on it with you or he not. And then he can be like, "Yeah, let's exchange numbers after a while, after y'all been chit-chatting." Y'all chit-chatting, and then he like, let's exchange numbers. Woo woo. Y'all do that. And then if y'all in the same city, hopefully, but this pool of Houston people, Lord, y'all in the same city, right? Oh, let's meet up. Let's meet up. Let's grab a coffee. You know what I'm saying? Let's grab lunch, you know? So, yeah, bam, bam, y'all do that. But he is like, I'm interested in you. So let's continue this conversation. Here's my number. Let's meet up. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. But you aren't chasing him down. If the conversation dies like multiple times and you're the one that's trying to spark the conversation each time, I don't feel like he interested or anybody really, but I don't feel like he interested. If you want to have to keep up the conversation, you got to keep the conversation going. He's not adding to the conversation. He's not trying to keep the conversation going too. Let that man go. He's not interested. In my opinion, he's not interested. I feel like if a person is interested, they're going to keep the conversation going. They want to continue to talk to you. They want to get to know you more. Just like women, we are good with, oh, we're good at trying to keep it going, right? What you doing? We are good at elaborating in conversation so that there is more to talk about, right? So the conversation doesn't die. I believe we're good at doing that. But if you are the only person that's doing that in the beginning, especially, let that go. He's not trying to talk to you for real. if he was trying to talk to you, he would be adding to the conversation. He would want to talk to you and see what you're up to, see what you got going on too. How can he add to this conversation? What else can he bring up to get to know you better? You know what I'm saying? How can he get to know you better? Because he wants you to be a part of his life or see if he wants you a part of his life. You know what I'm saying? It should not just to be a you thing. It should also be on his part. But if you feel like it's just you, let that go because it is just you. So let that go. Just let that go. Let that go. You don't have to prove that you are worthy of conversation. You are worthy of conversation. And if he is not the one to add to that conversation or he doesn't see that you're worthy of conversing with, let that man go. Let him go. We have to stand in who we know ourselves to be. Stay true to you. Remain true to you. You don't have to chase anybody down. You don't have to prove who you are. Know who you are, stand in that, be that. And the person that is your person will come along, will see you, will pour into you, and will be yours. That is what I'm believing. That's what I'm believing. Um, because when I wasn't really me, and I did have to, I was the one that was keeping up on the pursuit or chasing the dudes down, that was always doing the check-in because I didn't want the conversation to die or I didn't want the connection to die. Like he ain't checking up on me, so let me check in on him. I'm doing all that and the relationship is weird. The relationship is weird. So no. Mm-mm. No. And then also, if I'm really truly believing that God has someone for me, this is the Lord. Let me give this over to him, which I have. So this is the Lord's thing. He can figure this out. The Lord knows I want a husband. He knows I want a partner. He knows the type of partner that I want. He got it. I'm not about to stress myself because if I look into the pool of dating, it looks stressful. It looks like ain't a lick of nobody up in there that is worth me. So I ain't about to stress over it. I have other things going on. I have other things going on in my life to be stressed over dating. Yes, I want a partner. Yes, it can be boring sometimes. Yes, I have the desire to cuddle up and to calm my person for someone to be able to soothe my nervous system when I need someone to talk to. The things like that, the affection. I want all that. I do, but I don't want that from somebody that's undeserving of me. I'm not about to waste my time. I've wasted my time already. I'm 36. I don't have any more time to waste. So, in the meantime, in between time, I'm giving that over to the Lord and I have other things to focus on. Okay. I can still be leaning in and growing me. And that's what I'm doing. And that takes up a lot of my time. Honestly and truly. It's really on those late nights in those boring moments where I'm like, ugh, I really wish I had my person because I could be bored with my person, or I could be cuddled up with my person right now, or oh, I really want to go on a date. Um, I wish I had a person or whatever. Those moments don't come often. They do come, they don't come that often though. Because I am a single mama. Okay. So what does take up a lot of my time is my child. It's him. hmm And what also takes up a lot of my time is my career. I'm building hours over here. Okay. That is my focus. And also paying all of these bills by myself. Huh? Okay. So other things have my focus. The Lord also has my focus. He has my time as well. I want to do things in excellence where he has me, and I want to make sure that he is a part of the things that I do. And I know that This is being one of them, right? Leaning into my leadership, leaning into putting myself out there more. And this is a part of that. My career is a part of that. Bettering myself is a part of that. Doing the things I know that he wants me to do to better myself for him, his kingdom, for me, myself, for my child, all the things that come after. Um, so those things have my focus, right? And they take up a lot. There are those moments that come where I do want my partner, but they're not my sole focus, right? So that's why I give that over to the Lord. I have to give that over to the Lord because also looking into the dating pool, I'm not gonna say it's trash, but it's trash. I just said I wasn't gonna say that, but what I see and what's presented to me, it doesn't look good. So I'm believing that the Lord has some person somewhere else tucked. Okay. Got my baby tucked. Okay. Um, in preparation for me. That's what I have to believe. Because if I believe and look at what's there, I don't want that. That's discouraging over there. So I'm believing that the Lord has better for me, just like I do in every other aspect of my life. I believe that with the best of with the ability, and that's where faith comes in. Okay. I believe that God has better for me, that better will come financially, um, financially in my career, better will come. It will not always be like this. Amen. Um, but so I don't focus on the dating pool like that. I'm available for conversation. If you mark those two boxes, if you check those two boxes of being submitted to Christ and emotionally intelligent, we can converse, we can have a conversation. I'm available for that. You know what I'm saying? And we can see where it goes and how it goes from there, you know? That's what I'm available for, right? And the Lord can handle the rest. But I am putting myself out there in a way of doing the things that I enjoy doing. Well, that's what I want to do this year. I didn't really get to do it last year, so I'm praying that I'm able to do it this year. Doing or going to events that I enjoy, like comedy events and live music events, or even just to not just, but going to museums and to like the Color Factory. I want to go to the Color Factory, um, museums and color factories and art exhibits and things of that nature. And possibly my person would be like, bam, I'm here too. Um, and yeah, we can meet just out like that if I am blessed to be able to go and do the things I enjoy this year. Um, I mean, I also believe that the Lord can send him right onto my door. Okay. Knock, knock, right onto my door. I believe it to be true. He can. God can do whatever he wants. Okay. And I believe he could. His side hustle could be the delivery dude. Okay. That could be his side hustle. Need extra money for whatever. Um, and, he knock, knock, a package. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? A little meet and greet out the door. It could be that. That could be it too. You know what I'm saying? But I know that that may not be it. So I have to put myself out there in ways that I enjoy. And I am prayerful that I am blessed to do some of the things that I really enjoy this year. So I am not just at the house. Um, so yes, the dating scene is wild. But I am doing my best to remain social in the groups, disengaged from stuff that is ignorant, that will try to drain me, but also try to engage with the women in the group in the local chat to possibly find a friend. Possibly. I don't know how to meet friends. I really don't. They've usually just been in my vicinity. Okay. Um, so expanding that aspect of um, my bad. But at least doing that, socializing in that manner, in that way, right? So I can possibly meet friends, and possibly my partner. Like I said, there's like a a pinch of fries of dudes in the group, the one that's more active than the other ones, but that are social, and that somewhat align. I say somewhat because there's not a lot of conversation for me to really see how they are like spiritually per se. But yeah, for them to align like emotionally intelligent, you know what I'm saying? There's a whoop, pinch, and about two of them are cute. So there's that. I'll give that over to the Lord. If I should shoot my shot, be like, hey, I noticed that it's so crazy because I noticed, whatever. And they DM or something. But I I feel the reason why me sliding into somebody's DM makes me like eh, is because I do feel like the dude should approach you. I do feel like if they are interested, they would approach you, right? They would slide into your DM. It has happened already. They just wasn't who I wanted to talk to. But I feel like if they're interested, they will slide, you know? So that makes me hesitant on sliding into a guy's DM because if he's interested, he would, is how I feel about it. But also, if he doesn't notice me or he doesn't know that I'm available, how would he, why would he slide? So I get that too. But also, I'm still just like, I don't know. Um, but there's two that are interesting. You know what I'm saying? There's two, and I will pray about if I should slide or not. If I should do that or not. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. That's all that I wanted to really talk about in regards to this whole dating scene. So one, I am missing a person that I did not think I would miss. It blows my mind that I miss him the way that I do. Um, and then two, this dating scene is it's interesting to say the least. The pool is really like a puddle, especially when it comes to my criteria of being submitted to Christ and emotionally intelligent. It's like a puddle. And then for you to be in Houston or Texas, sheesh, it's like a splash. So it's been interesting to see the conversations and interactions in these singles groups. I don't like it. It's a turn off really. So I am giving my dating life over to the Lord and trusting that He will provide. Amen. Ain't that been the season? The Lord will provide. That's what it's been. And I believe and trust that the Lord, like the man said, help my unbelief in the moments. Okay? Because woo, the unbelief be there. Amen. Anyway, I be sounding so preachy. Um, anyway, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching my podcast, watching this episode. If you have made it this far, I ask that you please like and share with your people. Leave a comment. How has your dating experience been? Um, any tips on where the man be at? Hey, just kidding. But really though, where do the single men be at that are like emotionally intelligent, and submitted to Christ? They ain't all in the church. They're not. And if they are, they with somebody. So yeah. leave a comment, feedback. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns that you want to send to, if you want to slide in my DM, if you want to send me a private message, you can do that on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow me there as well at My Heart Speaks LLC. My Heart Speaks LLC on both Facebook and Instagram. On TikTok, please follow me there as well. It's at Kiera Elizabeth over there. Kiera Elizabeth. I need to change it, but that's what it is. Kiera Elizabeth on TikTok. If you have questions, comments, concerns, you can also leave it there. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Those that do, I appreciate you. I think that's it. I'm about to ramble. Bye bye. Take care. See y'all later. Toodaloo.